Welcome, seekers of wisdom, to Divine Scripture. In this transformative video, we embark on a profound journey through the book of Genesis. Today, we uncover the timeless tales that span chapters 21 to 25. Get ready for divine encounters, unwavering faith, and life-changing decisions that will leave you inspired. But before we dive into these captivating chapters, I want to remind you to find a peaceful moment for yourself. Take a deep breath and allow the soothing sound of ocean waves to envelop your senses as we traverse through the ancient text. As we explore the lives of Abraham and his descendants, let the wisdom of these sacred words touch your heart and awaken the desire for change, physically, spiritually, and materially. In the description below, you'll find specific links to guide you on your journey of transformation. Now, without further ado, let's delve into the powerful stories found in Genesis chapters 21 to 25. Stay with us until the end as we continue with the full reading, accompanied by the mesmerizing sound of the ocean. Are you ready to be inspired? Let's begin. Chapter 21. In this chapter, we witness the fulfillment of God's promise to Abraham and Sarah as they welcome their long-awaited son, Isaac. However, tensions rise with Hagar and Ishmael, leading to their eventual departure. Despite the challenges, God reassures Hagar in the wilderness, ensuring her son's destiny. Chapter 22. This chapter presents one of the most profound tests of faith in the Bible. God commands Abraham to sacrifice his beloved son, Isaac. Abraham displays unwavering obedience and trust, but at the last moment, God provides a substitute sacrifice, affirming Abraham's faithfulness. Chapter 23. The focus shifts to Sarah's passing, and Abraham's grief leads him to purchase a burial plot in the land of Canaan. This transaction becomes an important milestone, marking the beginning of God's fulfillment of the promise to Abraham's descendants. Chapter 24. A poignant tale of love unfolds as Abraham sends his servant to find a wife for Isaac. God's guidance leads the servant to Rebekah, who willingly agrees to marry Isaac and join the lineage of faith. Chapter 25. The chapter narrates the genealogy of Ishmael and the birth of Isaac's twin sons, Esau and Jacob. It delves into their distinctive traits, foreshadowing the intricate journey of these brothers. As we conclude this summary, our adventure is only beginning. I invite you to continue with us and experience the complete reading of these chapters, accompanied by the enchanting sounds of the ocean. Let these sacred words resonate within you and inspire transformative change. In the description, you'll find valuable resources to help you grow physically, spiritually, and materially. Take a step towards personal transformation and embrace the blessings that await you. Together, let's embrace transformation and find our true purpose. Stay tuned for the transformative power of Genesis chapters 21 to 25 as the waves of wisdom and change wash over us. Genesis 21. 1. Yahweh visited Sarah as he had said, and Yahweh did to Sarah as he had spoken. 2. Sarah conceived and bore Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time of which God had spoken to him. 3. Abraham called his son who was born to him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac. 4. Abraham circumcised his son, Isaac, when he was 8 days old, as God had commanded him. 5. Abraham was 100 years old when his son, Isaac, was born to him. 6. Sarah said, God has made me laugh. Everyone who hears will laugh with me. 7. She said, who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse children? For I have borne him a son in his old age. 8. The child grew and was weaned. Abraham made a great feast on the day that Isaac was weaned. 9. Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian, whom she had borne to Abraham, mocking. 10. Therefore she said to Abraham, cast out this handmaid and her son. For the son of this handmaid will not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. 11. The thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight on account of his son. 12. God said to Abraham, Don't let it be grievous in your sight because of the boy, and because of your handmaid. And all that Sarah says to you, listen to her voice. For from Isaac will your seed be called. 13. Also of the son of the handmaid will I make a nation, because he is your seed. 14. Abraham rose up early in the morning, and took bread and a bottle of water, and gave it to Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, and gave her the child, and sent her away. She departed, and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. 15. The water in the bottle was spent, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs. 16. She went and sat down opposite him, a good way off, about a bow shot away. For she said, Don't let me see the death of the child. She sat over against him, and lifted up her voice, and wept. 17. God heard the voice of the boy. The angel of God called to Hagar out of the sky, and said to her, What ails you, Hagar? Don't be afraid. For God has heard the voice of the boy where he is. 18. Get up, lift up the boy, and hold him in your hand. For I will make him a great nation. 19. God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. She went, filled the bottle with water, and gave the boy drink. 20. God was with the boy, and he grew. He lived in the wilderness, and became, as he grew up, an archer. 21. He lived in the wilderness of Paran. His mother took a wife for him out of the land of Egypt. 22. It happened at that time that Abimelech and Phicol the captain of his host spoke to Abraham, saying, God is with you in all that you do. 23. Now therefore swear to me here by God that you will not deal falsely with me, nor with my son, nor with my son's son. But according to the kindness that I have done to you, you shall do to me, and to the land in which you have sojourned. 24. Abraham said, I will swear. 25. Abraham complained to Abimelech because of a water well, which Abimelech's servants had violently taken away. 26. Abimelech said, I don't know who has done this thing. Neither did you tell me, neither did I hear of it, until today. 27. Abraham took sheep and oxen, and gave them to Abimelech. Those two made a covenant. 28. Abraham set 7 ewe lambs of the flock by themselves. 29. Abimelech said to Abraham, What do these 7 ewe lambs which you have set by themselves mean? 30. He said, You shall take these 7 ewe lambs from my hand, that it may be a witness to me, that I have dug this well. 31. Therefore he called that place Beersheba, because they both swore there. 32. So they made a covenant at Beersheba. Abimelech rose up with Phicol, the captain of his host, and they returned into the land of the Philistines. 33. Abraham planted a tamarisk tree in Beersheba, and called there on the name of Yahweh, the everlasting God. 34. Abraham sojourned in the land of the Philistines many days. Genesis 22. 1. It happened after these things, that God tested Abraham, and said to him, Abraham. He said, Here I am. 2. He said, Now take your son, your only son, whom you love, even Isaac, and go into the land of Moriah. Offer him therefore a burnt offering on one of the mountains which I will tell you of. 3. Abraham rose early in the morning, and saddled his donkey, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son. He split the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up, and went to the place of which God had told him. 4. On the 3rd day Abraham lifted up his eyes, and saw the place far off. 5. Abraham said to his young men, Stay here with the donkey. The boy and I will go yonder. We will worship, and come back to you. 6. Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering, and laid it on Isaac his son. He took in his hand the fire and the knife. They both went together. 7. Isaac spoke to Abraham his father, and said, My father? He said, Here I am, my son. He said, Here is the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering? 8. Abraham said, God will provide himself the lamb for a burnt offering, my son. So they both went together. 9. They came to the place which God had told him of. Abraham built the altar there, and laid the wood in order, bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar, on the wood. 10. Abraham stretched forth his hand, and took the knife to kill his son. 11. The angel of Yahweh called to him out of the sky, and said, Abraham, Abraham. He said, Here I am. 12. He said, Don't lay your hand on the boy, neither do anything to him. For now I know that you fear God, seeing you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me. 13. Abraham lifted up his eyes, and looked, and saw that behind him was a ram caught in the thicket by his horns. Abraham went and took the ram, and offered him up for a burnt offering instead of his son. 14. Abraham called the name of that place Yahweh-Jireh. As it is said to this day, in Yahweh's mountain it will be provided. 15. The angel of Yahweh called to Abraham a second time out of the sky. 16. And said, I have sworn by myself, says Yahweh, because you have done this thing, and have not withheld your son, your only son. 17. That in blessing I will bless you, and in multiplying I will multiply your seed as the stars of the heavens, and as the sand which is on the seashore. Your seed will possess the gate of his enemies. 18. In your seed will all the nations of the earth be blessed, because you have obeyed my voice. 19. So Abraham returned to his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba. Abraham lived at Beersheba. 20. It happened after these things, that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she also has borne children to your brother Nahor. 21. Uzi his firstborn, was his brother, Kemuel the father of Aram. 22. Chesed, Hazo, Pildash, Jidlaph, and Bethuel. 23. Bethuel became the father of Rebekah. These 8 Milcah bore to Nahor, Abraham's brother. 24. His concubine, whose name was Reumah, also bare Tebah, Gaham, Tahash, and Makkah. Genesis 23. 1. Sarah lived 127 years. These were the years of Sarah's life. 2. Sarah died in Kiriath Arba, the same as Hebron, in the land of Canaan. Abraham came to mourn for Sarah, and to weep for her. 3. Abraham rose up from before his dead, and spoke to the children of Het, saying, 4. I am a stranger and a sojourner with you. Give me a possession of a burying place with you, that I may bury my dead out of my sight. 5. The children of Het answered Abraham, saying to him, 6. Hear us, my Lord. You are a prince of God among us. In the choice of our tombs bury your dead. None of us will withhold from you his tomb, but that you may bury your dead. 7. Abraham rose up, and bowed himself to the people of the land, even to the children of Het. 8. He talked with them, saying, If it be your mind that I should bury my dead out of my sight, hear me, and entreat for me to Ephron the son of Zohar. 9. That he may give me the cave of Machpelah, which he has, which is in the end of his field. For the full price let him give it to me in the midst of you for a possession of a burying place. 10. Now Ephron was sitting in the midst of the children of Het. Ephron the Hittite answered Abraham in the hearing of the children of Het, even of all who went in at the gate of his city, saying, 11. No, my Lord, hear me. I give you the field, and I give you the cave that is in it. In the presence of the children of my people I give it to you. Bury your dead. 12. Abraham bowed himself down before the people of the land. 13. He spoke to Ephron in the audience of the people of the land, saying, But if you will, please hear me. I will give the price of the field. Take it from me, and I will bury my dead there. 14. Ephron answered Abraham, saying to him, 15. My Lord, listen to me. What is a piece of land worth 400 shekels of silver between me and you? Therefore bury your dead. 16. Abraham listened to Ephron. Abraham weighed to Ephron the silver which he had named in the audience of the children of Het, 400 shekels of silver, according to the current merchant standard. 17. So the field of Ephron, which was in Machpelah, which was before Mamre, the field, the cave which was therein, and all the trees that were in the field, that were in all the border of it round about, were made sure. 18. To Abraham for a possession in the presence of the children of Het, before all who went in at the gate of his city. 19. After this, Abraham buried Sarah his wife in the cave of the field of Machpelah before Mamre, the same as Hebron, in the land of Canaan. 20. The field, and the cave that is therein, were made sure to Abraham for a possession of a burying place by the children of Het. Genesis 24. 1. Abraham was old, and well stricken in age. Yahweh had blessed Abraham in all things. 2. Abraham said to his servant, the elder of his house, who ruled over all that he had, please put your hand under my thigh. 3. I will make you swear by Yahweh, the God of heaven and the God of the earth, that you shall not take a wife for my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I live. 4. But you shall go to my country, and to my relatives, and take a wife for my son Isaac. 5. The servant said to him, what if the woman isn't willing to follow me to this land? Must I bring your son again to the land you came from? 6. Abraham said to him, beware that you don't bring my son there again. 7. Yahweh, the God of heaven, who took me from my father's house, and from the land of my birth, who spoke to me, and who swore to me, saying, to your descendants I will give this land, he will send his angel before you, and you shall take a wife for my son from there. 8. If the woman isn't willing to follow you, then you shall be clear from this my oath. Only you shall not bring my son there again. 9. The servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master, and swore to him concerning this matter. 10. The servant took 10 camels, of his master's camels, and departed, having all goodly things of his master's in his hand. He arose, and went to Mesopotamia, to the city of Nahor. 11. He made the camels kneel down outside the city by the well of water at the time of evening, the time that women go out to draw water. 12. He said, Yahweh, the God of my master Abraham, please give me success this day, and show kindness to my master Abraham. 13. Behold, I am standing by the spring of water. The daughters of the men of the city are coming out to draw water. 14. Let it happen, that the young lady to whom I will say, please let down your pitcher, that I may drink, she will say, drink, and I will also give your camels a drink, let the same be she who you have appointed for your servant Isaac. Thereby will I know that you have showed kindness to my master. 15. It happened, before he had done speaking, that behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel the son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher on her shoulder. 16. The young lady was very beautiful to look at, a virgin, neither had any man known her. She went down to the spring, filled her pitcher, and came up. 17. The servant ran to meet her, and said, please give me a drink, a little water from your pitcher. 18. She said, drink, my lord. She hurried, and let down her pitcher on her hand, and gave him drink. 19. When she had done giving him drink, she said, I will also draw for your camels, until they have done drinking. 20. She hurried, and emptied her pitcher into the trough, and ran again to the well to draw, and drew for all his camels. 21. The man looked steadfastly at her, holding his peace, to know whether Yahweh had made his journey prosperous or not. 22. It happened, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden ring of 1/2 shekel weight, and 2 bracelets for her hands of 10 shekels weight of gold. 23. And said, Whose daughter are you? Please tell me. Is there room in your father's house for us to lodge in? 24. She said to him, I am the daughter of Bethuel the son of Milcah, whom she bore to Nahor. 25. She said moreover to him, We have both straw and provender enough, and room to lodge in. 26. The man bowed his head, and worshipped Yahweh. 27. He said, Blessed be Yahweh, the God of my master Abraham, who has not forsaken his loving kindness and his truth toward my master. As for me, Yahweh has led me in the way to the house of my master's relatives. 28. The young lady ran, and told her mother's house about these words. 29. Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban. Laban ran out to the man, to the spring. 30. It happened, when he saw the ring, and the bracelets on his sister's hands, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, This is what the man said to me, that he came to the man. Behold, he was standing by the camels at the spring. 31. He said, Come in, you blessed of Yahweh. Why do you stand outside? For I have prepared the house, and room for the camels. 32. The man came into the house, and he unloaded the camels. He gave straw and provender for the camels, and water to wash his feet and the feet of the men who were with him. 33. Food was set before him to eat. But he said, I will not eat until I have told my message. He said, Speak on. 34. He said, I am Abraham's servant. 35. Yahweh has blessed my master greatly. He has become great. He has given him flocks and herds, silver and gold, men servants and maidservants, and camels and donkeys. 36. Sarah, my master's wife, bore a son to my master when she was old. He has given all that he has to him. 37. My master made me swear, saying, You shall not take a wife for my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I live. 38. But you shall go to my father's house, and to my relatives, and take a wife for my son. 39. I said to my master, What if the woman will not follow me? 40. He said to me, Yahweh, before whom I walk, will send his angel with you, and prosper your way. You shall take a wife for my son of my relatives, and of my father's house. 41. Then will you be clear from my oath, when you come to my relatives. If they don't give her to you, you shall be clear from my oath. 42. I came this day to the spring, and said, Yahweh, the God of my master Abraham, if now you do prosper my way which I go. 43. Behold, I am standing by the spring of water. Let it happen, that the maiden who comes forth to draw, to whom I will say, Give me, I pray you, a little water from your pitcher to drink. 44. She will tell me, Drink, and I will also draw for your camels. Let the same be the woman whom Yahweh has appointed for my master's son. 45. Before I had done speaking in my heart, behold, Rebekah came forth with her pitcher on her shoulder. She went down to the spring, and drew. I said to her, Please let me drink. 46. She hurried and let down her pitcher from her shoulder, and said, Drink, and I will also give your camels a drink. So I drank, and she made the camels drink also. 47. I asked her, and said, Whose daughter are you? She said, The daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Milcah bare to him. I put the ring on her nose, and the bracelets on her hands. 48. I bowed my head, and worshipped Yahweh, and blessed Yahweh, the God of my master Abraham, who had led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter for his son. 49. Now if you will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me. If not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand, or to the left. 50. Then Laban and Bethuel answered, The thing proceeds from Yahweh. We can speak to you bad or good. 51. Behold, Rebekah is before you, take her, and go, and let her be your master's son's wife, as Yahweh has spoken. 52. It happened that when Abraham's servant heard their words, he bowed himself down to the earth to Yahweh. 53. The servant brought forth jewels of silver, and jewels of gold, and clothing, and gave them to Rebekah. He gave also to her brother and to her mother precious things. 54. They ate and drank, he and the men who were with him, and stayed all night. They rose up in the morning, and he said, Send me away to my master. 55. Her brother and her mother said, Let the young lady stay with us a few days, at least 10. After that she will go. 56. He said to them, Don't hinder me, seeing Yahweh has prospered my way. Send me away that I may go to my master. 57. They said, We will call the young lady, and ask her. 58. They called Rebekah, and said to her, Will you go with this man? She said, I will go. 59. They sent away Rebekah, their sister, with her nurse, Abraham's servant, and his men. 60. They blessed Rebekah, and said to her, Our sister, may you be the mother of thousands of 10,000s, and let your seed possess the gate of those who hate them. 61. Rebekah arose with her ladies. They rode on the camels, and followed the man. The servant took Rebekah, and went his way. 62. Isaac came from the way of Beer-lahai-roi, for he lived in the land of the south. 63. Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the evening. He lifted up his eyes, and saw, and, behold, there were camels coming. 64. Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she dismounted from the camel. 65. She said to the servant, Who is the man who is walking in the field to meet us? The servant said, It is my master. She took her veil, and covered herself. 66. The servant told Isaac all the things that he had done. 67. Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife. He loved her. Isaac was comforted after his mother's death,